Hey guys, just going to do a quick update video and kind of show you some of the progress I've got done. October for me, stitching wise, I did get a finish and a new start, but same time, I didn't stick to my rotation. In the previous video, I explained how I normally do one project each week, and then every week I change. That way I've got four projects going, 5 if you count Starry Night, but this kind of pushed to the back right now. But and then I will, I rotate each week, and then I work on my verse. My verse gets 1 week plus I work on it on the weekends while I'm at work, kind of, and lunch breaks. This month I did not do that at all. I was horrible. I was so close to a finish on one of them that I had put it down and started the next week's rotation, but went back to the finish to finish it. I didn't do well, and my stitching actually suffered because of it, because I didn't get as much done because I wasn't focused. Like, I was jumping from project to project, and it just wasn't good. So my plan is tonight to finish October's installment of the Woodland Sampler, and if I have time, because I do stay up all night long on Fridays because I work nights. So I do that to switch hours. Plus, it's really hard for me to stay asleep while my son's in here playing on, Saturdays. So unless I'm exhausted, so I make myself tired by staying up all night where I will sleep the next day. I digress. Here are my progresses. I'll start with the birth sampler that I'm working on. If I have time tonight after I finish my Woodland Sampler, I'm going to start this one because this will be the first week's rotation. All I have is the daddy owl, the baby owl, and some leaves, and of course the name, the birth announcement part. I'm really enjoying stitching this. This is a lot of fun to stitch. I do the back stitch as I go, like I said in my tag video. I hate back stitch, so I work on that as I go. But this is a lot of fun to stitch. I love the colors, and I love how this almost looks stamped on. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if you can get that quality in the video, but it almost looks like it's like sewn on because of the way the back stitch is. This back stitch isn't that bad. But I started one of the leaves down here. So that's that. Okay, my Woodland Sampler, which is what I work on tonight, and then all of that. I do this usually the last week of the month. I don't know why, I just do. But that is another owl. I just have some clouds to do, and then some of the leaves and part of the acorn, the dark part of the acorns, and that's it. Oh, and then the name October, of course. That's everything there. It's looking, I can't believe I've kept up with it so long. It's coming along pretty well. I'm really excited. Okay, and then here's my finish, which is my son's stocking. And I'm going to have to hold fabric out behind it to where you can see it, because this piece is so big, or the count's so big that you can see through if you're not careful. That's really big. Sorry, I should have this ready ahead of time, but my fabric's rolled up. The iron it, I think. Iron it straight because it's kind of staying rolled. But here is the stocking finished. That's Benton Creek's Santa Train stocking. I'm going to drop this off soon to the lady that's going to make the stocking for me. This is a lot of fun to stitch. For whatever reason, I've noticed lately that I have more issues on Ada as far as mis-stitching. Because like on this owl, there were several places that I had to pull my stitch out and redo. But I don't know if it's because I pay more attention when I stitch over 2, or if it just maybe makes more sense to me. I don't know, but I seem to have, knock on wood, less mistakes when I stitch over 2. It may just be because I'm paying more attention, and a subconscious thing that I think 8 is going to be easier and I don't pay as much attention. And then this is the fabric that we're going to back the stocking with. My husband actually picked this out. We got it at Walmart for like $2. But the model was stitched with blue, and I kept looking for blue and couldn't find a blue that I liked. It was either way too sparkly or, way too many designs. And then my husband walked up and saw this and thought, why don't you use this? I was like, I don't know if it's the same color red. He's like, oh, it'll match. It's perfect. I'm like, I don't know. And I pulled up my phone, and it was close, but you know how phones are. It's not, not true colors. And he was like, it's $2. If it doesn't work, we'll find somebody else for it. We'll do something with it. So I went ahead and got it, And sure enough, it is a perfect match. I don't know how he knew or how he remembered, but it's like the perfect red color. Maybe it's just because there are so many reds in it, but I think it's going to look really good. I like how it's kind of a starburst pattern because it's Christmassy, but then not like too Christmassy. But I was really impressed. Plus now my husband feels like he's had a hand in it too because he picked out the fabric. So you should see he was really proud. So that's perfect. That'll match, you know. He seems to be able to do that sometimes. And then here's the verse. And like I said, I work on this 1 week of the rotation, or 1 week of the month for the rotation, and then I work on it too during lunch breaks at work or breaks at work. Which is not often at work. But I did get almost a complete page done this month. I just have two little, an O and a V, you know, in the word love to finish in the bottom of the L, and I'll have a whole page done, which is pretty good for this month, but I wanted to get a lot more done. You can't really tell, but these colors blend so well. Like on the one that I messed up that I washed off, the places that don't have the permanent grid marks, the colors just, the letters just seem to pop. It's kind of hard to see with the gridding. That's something else I've noticed for those of you that are thinking about gridding or do or want to try gridding. When you're doing your design, if it doesn't look like the design's popping, it's more than likely those grid lines, because the grid lines kind of take away from the design. But when I watched the other one and the spot that doesn't have the grid lines, this design just pops so well. It's getting a little easier to finish. I think 'cause I'm starting to notice progress on it, whereas before I was having to start over completely. I'm starting to see progress grow on it. So I'm hoping that'll be easier to stitch, more fun to stitch again. And then on my Millennium frame, I have a new start. It's the one that my husband saw on another, I think it was My Stitch Place. I showed it to him. I saw her doing it and I showed it to him and he wanted me to do it. It's by Ink Circles. It's called 99 Bottles. And I'm going to put something behind it where I can make sure you can see it. Oh. There's my progress on that. I'm stitching this on 32 count lambs wool Laguna. I've heard so many people say it different ways. But I'm really liking stitching this. Again, I'm stitching it over 2, so it's the same as 16 count. But I really like it. It's a lot of fun. There are a lot of color changes, but surprisingly enough, I don't know, it's just, I think just because I'm treating each bottle as a finish instead of the whole big thing. So it's kind of, it feels like it's going quicker, and it's neat to watch each little bottle, you know, complete and check off the bottle on the little list they give you. I'm really impressed by the Ink Circles pattern. It's very, very easy to read. All the little symbols are different. The chart's large to where I don't have to like have a magnifier to look at it or anything. I'm really impressed by their by the chart. That's really everything for now. Thanks for watching.